Yesterday, I got a package from Milk Racing, and in it was a rear hub, a 16-inch rim, and a bunch of spokes. So today, I'm going to show you how you can build a rear 16-inch wheel for about $100. So maybe you're wondering, why didn't I just buy a complete 16-inch rear wheel? And primarily it's because it's cheaper to buy the parts and lace it all yourself, but also because a lot of you guys out there have a perfectly good stock rear hub that you can reuse. So if you drop 80 bucks on a rim, 20 bucks on spokes, you can lace a wheel yourself. Now, I'm gonna apologize right off the bat because there's probably gonna be a bunch of things in this video that I don't explain very well or that I miss entirely, but fortunately there are a lot of YouTube videos out there that explain this in much greater detail and people who can just explain it a lot better than I can. But anyway, I'm gonna give it a shot. Here we go. Now I start by dropping my spokes into the hub flange, and I always drop them in from the top. And since this is a 36 spoke hub, I'm gonna drop 9 in from the top on the top flange, and then I'm gonna flip it over and I'm gonna do the same on the other flange. So now that I've got 18 spokes dropped into my hub, I'm gonna take one of the spokes from the top flange and I'm gonna guide it into the rim hole that's directly to the right of the valve hole. Then I'm gonna take the next spoke and I'm gonna count 4 holes over on the rim, and I'm gonna guide that spoke through that hole. And I'm gonna go around and I'm gonna do the same thing for all the spokes on this side. When that's done, you're gonna flip the wheel over and you're gonna do the same on the other side, and you're gonna mount all those spokes just to the left of the ones that you already mounted. Now, this is also a good time to make sure that your spokes are aiming in the right direction, meaning that the spokes that are on the bottom flange are going to holes in the rim that are aiming downward. And the top flange spokes are going to holes in the rim that are aiming upward. And now the twist. You're gonna twist the hub in the wheel. Look at the 2 spokes that are directly next to the valve hole, and you're gonna wanna twist the hub in the direction that moves those spokes away from the valve hole. You don't want spokes crossing over directly in front of the valve. Once that's done, you're gonna drop 9 more spokes into the flange that's on the bottom. Now flip the wheel back over again so your loose spokes are on top, and take one of those spokes and you're gonna attach it to the rim by crossing over 3 of the existing spokes that are already attached to the rim. This is gonna make your 3-cross pattern. You're gonna cross over the first one, over the second one, and under the third. Then go around and do that for all 9 spokes on this side. When that's done, you're gonna take your last 9 spokes, drop them into the bottom flange, flip the wheel over, and repeat the 3-cross pattern all the way around the other side. So now all your spokes are laced, and this is a good time to check that none of the spokes are crossing over directly in front of the valve hole, and also that the spokes are going in the same direction that the rim is drilled in. Meaning if the rim hole is pointing upward, the spoke should be going upward. If the rim hole is pointing to the right or the left, the spoke should be going to the right or the left. And if everything looks good, go around and take all the slack out of the spokes. Don't put any tension on them, but just get them tight enough that there's nothing loose and rattling around. And now to tension and true the wheel, you're gonna need a truing stand, and fortunately the swing arm of your bike works perfectly for this, so put it in there. Then go around and start tightening up all the spokes gradually, and do it by hand so that you can feel the tension in each one. Try to make it more or less equal at this point. Next, you're gonna true the wheel in a vertical plane. So spin the wheel around, and everywhere where it tends to hop up a little bit, tighten up the spokes so that you're pulling the rim back down towards center, toward the hub. And do this gradually. Do maybe 5 or 6 spokes at a time, and not more than half a turn on each spoke. And don't worry about the side to side for now, just do the vertical. And then you're gonna do the side to side truing. So if you wanna move the rim to the left, you simply tighten up the left spokes. If you wanna move it to the right, you tighten up the right spokes. And same kind of thing, you do 5 or 6 spokes at a time, maybe half a turn at most, and just work your way gradually around. And now you can go around and just do a ping test, which is basically an audible confirmation that you have roughly even tension on all the spokes. And there you have it. You've got yourself a new wheel. So go out and ride it a couple times and then go back and check the trueness and the tension one more time and make adjustments as necessary with a spoke wrench. And that's it. It's really not that hard to lace a wheel. Now, I know my explanation wasn't perfect, but you get the idea. This is something you could totally do yourself. So if you've been thinking about trying a 16-inch rear wheel, go for it. It'll only cost you $100 and a few hours of your time.